It's time for another episode of Pottawattamie County Routes. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. As many of you know, I am a big fan of everything that Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation does and how they help local businesses be able to start or maybe even expand. Great connectors and just a wonderful resource to everyone in the area. And the best part about it is they are completely free. Well, there is an event coming up this Thursday that Connor Mowery from Advanced Southwest Iowa is in to tell us about. They're calling it a fireside chat. It is going to be held at Full-Fledged Brewery in Council Bluffs over by the Mid-America Center. And it is your opportunity to hear from some local business owners that are on the same path as you, maybe a little bit farther ahead, but they're still walking that same path. And you can have a chance to ask them questions, and also there'll be a moderator there as well. So I want to invite you to not only watch the interview with Connor Mowery today, but also come on out and join us. So that's going to be our show today. Connor Mowery of Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation. Primrose Retirement Community believes home should be a place of comfort, connection, and care. From personalized support to engaging daily activities, everything they do is designed to help residents live fully and confidently. And at Primrose, that's their priority. They put the quality of their residents' care and daily needs at the top of their list each day and every day. It's not just about where you live, it's about how you live. Learn about life at Primrose by going to the website primroseretirement.com and then contact Jamie Bush at Primrose. Discover a place that truly puts people first. And here on Pottawattamie County Routes, we explore the places that make our region home and the people who keep them connected. That is why we are proud to feature Marnie Elkhorn Communications, your local communications provider, serving Marnie, Elkhorn, Walnut, Avoca, and other Southwest Iowa towns with high-speed fiber internet, reliable phone service, and TV options built for rural living. With real local support and unlimited data plans, you get speeds up to 1 gig to work, stream, and stay in touch with family and neighbors. Visit metc.net to learn more. Connor Mowery from Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation, Manager of Entrepreneurial Development, is in studio today. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you as well.
You got a big event coming up later on this week, and you put a lot of effort into making this to be as efficient and also as beneficial to small businesses in the area.
It's really community driven. So this Thursday, March 26th, I'll just put the details out there right away. This Thursday, March 26th at Full-Fledged Brewery here in Council Bluffs at 4:45. The chat will start at 5 o'clock. We're having a fireside chat featuring Alejandra Valdez of Viva Fit Kitchen and the Embolden Network, and Julie Weissman of My Nurse Healthcare and Jay's Coffee and Donuts. So it's going to be a really, really great event.
You're talking about a couple of young ladies here in town that have already proven how to do small business successfully. The first time that I met Alejandra was shortly after she'd won the Rev Pitch competition, and I was immediately impressed with the level of what it was that she was able to do. And Julie, of course, Julie's Julie, and she's a dynamo. And she just gets after it, and if she has an idea, she's gonna chase it down, see whether or not it's gonna work, and more times than not, it does. So these are two great people to bring in, and also at the same time, you went out and got Vivian Kavam from Tandem Works to facilitate this talk, which again, you're hitting homers here as you're putting this together. Yeah.
So I really worked hard with the Iowa Western Small Business Development Center, TS Bank, and Nebraska Enterprise Fund. This was kind of the brainchild out of Rev and that entire pitch competition and that community that we want to build with that, surrounding that and leading up to it. Well, let's have a fireside chat. And these three ladies were immediately who everybody threw out. These are the ladies you need to talk to, because Vivian does her own podcasting, which she does great, her own business, and then two ladies as well. I mean, they're just rocking it.
What do you anticipate information and value that those in the audience are going to be able to pick up from this?
Yeah, so I think it's really important for entrepreneurs to share their stories. A lot of times people are just interested in the end goal, or they're only interested in the success of it. But what they really need to see and hear is the meat and potatoes behind that, the story, the real grit and tenacity it takes to be a business owner. Um, and especially business owners like these ladies, because both of them have their multiple,
Mm-hmm.
what do you call that, things in the fire. um, they'll really show the story to business ownership and how to get there.
I've heard some of the business podcasts and business coaches that have podcasts that I listen to. One of the things I've heard more than once is, a business doesn't fail; you just quit before it succeeded, and and staying in the game is the key. Now, obviously, we all have bills to pay, and we all have we've got a life and people that we need to support in our lives. But at the same time, this is we have chosen to go down this path. Entrepreneurs, they just have a little bit of different wiring.
Oh yeah.
And I know from experience, I'm a horrible employee.
Me too.
I don't I don't work well for other people.
Sure.
I need to be out doing this on my own. I need to be either succeeding or failing on my own, and then when the and failure is like it seems like a very negative word. I don't take it that way, but it all that means is, all right, something has happened that I need to learn from.
That's exactly it. I call them lessons. I don't really call them failures, because that's exactly what it is. It's a lesson. You should take what you've learned from that failure,
Mm-hmm.
um, and apply it elsewhere, because it takes 3 to 5 years for a business to become successful. Um, all three of these ladies, Vivian, Julie, and Alejandra, are past to that 3 to 5 year mark. So um, they should be pretty successful at this point. But like you said, you have to kind of ride that wave out a little bit as well, and just see what happens.
And trust the process, and trust those that have been ahead of us. Which I think this is why this is so great that you put this together, because if someone is, I think at about the 18-month mark can really be a point where someone starts to get frustrated, they start to get discouraged, they start to think, well, it should have happened by now, and they start looking for an out.
Right.
And that is actually when you need to put your foot on the gas and grind a little bit harder, because it's getting closer. The farther you go into it, it's getting closer. I talk to people about this, about podcasting all the time, and about starting a podcast. You never know when that episode you're going to put out is finally going to resonate with people. But all of the top podcasts that are out there, with very, very few exceptions, were in it for years before anything ever happened from it. I've talked on this show about Rogan saying he didn't make a dime for the first 6 years of doing that podcast. I think of one of the biggest names out there in YouTube world goes by the name Mr. Beast. He didn't make a dime for 2 years.
Wow.
So that's and then eventually it started to catch on, and he understood where the value was and started giving away all the money that he was getting, and then that just started to snowball, and that's what caused that to be so successful. But that is the key, is to just stay in the game. Have a reason for doing it other than this metric that we all think that we need to hit. Like, yeah, I have a goal of this business being at a certain level by the end of the year. If I don't make it, that doesn't mean that we're not shooting for even higher next year.
Right.
You just have to keep grinding.
You bet you do. And also, I think, I lost my train of thought. I do that all the time. When a business owner, they need the collaboration, right? They need somebody who's been there to push them just a little bit further. I always say that Council Bluffs is really good at collaboration, not competition. And the competition is what drives people out because they see the competitors or, oh, they're going to come get me. Council Bluffs isn't about that. And we're really seeing that with this fireside chat coming up and the interest surrounding it. Is people really want to support each other around here because the small businesses are 99% of all businesses. And that's really important. It's what makes our economy move. It's what brings everybody to the table. It's really beautiful.
And having other people to bounce ideas off of, and people that you trust well enough that if I come up with something that is like, you know what, probably not, and I've done that,
Oh, yeah.
to be able to be able to get that kind of feedback and have people in my life that I trust enough to say, you know, that's probably not, and here, let me tell you why, and then usually they're pointing out something I hadn't thought of yet, and it's, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Or
But,
maybe you didn't know who to ask.
yeah.
And you go to one of these events and you hear a little bit from somebody or you meet somebody that knows the somebody. It's the connections that you can get from it as well. And the people to help you problem solve.
Well, let me just give some case in points here for exactly what you just said. It was several years ago. I went to one of these events put on by Advanced Southwest Iowa. It was the night that I met Vivian Kavam, and it was at Tandem Works at her shop. That night, I met Kyle Ranney. That
Wow.
very first night, I met Kyle Ranney. And now we are several years ahead, and he and I are business partners.
Yeah.
Now, I am old enough to be the man's father. If you do the math, yes, I am well over 20 years past his age.
Wow.
However, he has knowledge and skills that fit what it is that I need to do that I no longer have to do myself.
Right.
We are sitting in a room right now that was helped set up by Kyle with the camera, making sure that the lighting is correct, making sure that everything is the way that it needs to be. And just another one of those things that I don't have to have on my plate
Yeah.
in order to be able to do what it is that I do. Who would have thought that two guys that far apart in age and coming at this industry from completely different directions would be here? But it happened at one of those events.
That is amazing. And not to try to take credit, but that's kind of the power of what Advanced does, right? We kind of play that super connector that people need. Congratulations on all of your success. I think this is just very cool what you've got going on here. I love to tell people about it. This is really a neat, needed uh, thing for the community. That's great.
Well, I think that having the studio spaces now that we do and making them accessible to people, because we are in an online world and business is online now. If there's still some very old school businesses that have been around long enough that the old school way of doing things is keeping them afloat. But for someone who's inside of 10 years, if they're not out there doing video shorts and they're not doing long form video and they're not being consistent online and showing up online everywhere that people are, you know, I have a habit of doom scrolling from time to time.
Yeah.
Maybe I may have done it this morning. Well, would you rather just continue on business the way that you're doing it, or would you rather have your information inside of those things too, to be able to help spread the word? You know, like it or not, this is where we're at.
Absolutely. There's one I can think of right off the top of my bat, and it's not local, but I think this gal has the absolute best marketing, like short videos I have ever seen. I mean, it's that Judy's Cafe. It's the um, Asian gal that has a breakfast joint. They serve pancakes, and then
Mm-hmm.
they go to Chinese food, lunch, and dinner. They're in Illinois or Indiana somewhere. Um, and she takes viral videos and will insert herself into the viral videos, and they are hysterical. She's got these little goggles on, and she's got, "My name is Judy, and I have pancakes," and
Right.
it's just hilarious. They are the best marketing videos. People around here can take a few lessons for those.
Oh, yeah, and that's how it's done. There's some people that are making well over six figures doing nothing but making comments on someone else's video. I know of more than one that are doing that. There's a radio guy, I think he's in Kearney now, that he started doing that during COVID because had nothing else to do.
Sure.
Next thing you know, he's making about 150 grand a year off of TikTok videos because people just related to them. You never know. And just be authentic. That's
Absolutely.
the key. As authentic to yourself as you can be in whatever medium that you're doing, and that's what people respond to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that personal aspect, like you said.
Yeah. So I'm done preaching.
Well, it was a good sermon.
Yeah,
Good job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up Thursday on the 26th at Full Fledged in Council Bluffs. It is a fireside chat. I don't think that FDR is going to sue you for trademark infringement, but come and hear Julie Wiesman. You can hear Alejandro Valdez. You can hear. And I'm sure that Vivian's going to be chipping in some great information too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be happening too.
She's going to be
Yeah. Learn from those that are ahead of you on the journey, but are still on the journey themselves.
You bet.
And that's where you can really relate to that. So it starts at 4:45.
Yep.
And
4:45, get a drink, network a little bit. Chat will start at 5 promptly.
Right at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is Connor Mowery from Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time coming in. And we'll see if we can't get a full room out there at Full Fledged.
Great. I'd love it. Thanks.
Finding the right care for a loved one can feel overwhelming. Assisted Living Locators is here to help. Jean Bonker brings more than 30 years of experience serving families and has personally navigated the challenges of elder care. She understands the questions, the emotions, and the weight of these decisions. Jean becomes your advocate, guiding you through options with clarity, compassion, and personal support every step of the way. Call Assisted Living Locators 402-690-5467 and move forward with confidence. And when you are looking for all natural health solutions in Southwest Iowa, there's just one stop. It's Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market. She's at 805 South Main Street in Council Bluffs and has a wide selection of vitamins, supplements, essential oils, herbal remedies. I can personally recommend her and what she sells because I use it myself. Bambi can help you reach your health goals. Again, she's at 805 South Main Street in Council Bluffs, and Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market, putting health in your hands. That wraps up today's show. Thank you very much, Connor Mowery of Advanced Southwest Iowa Corporation, for joining us today, and looking forward to seeing you on Thursday at Full Fledged Brewery in Council Bluffs for their fireside chat. That's going to wrap up today's show. My name's Todd Studer, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.